Hi, my name is Danielle, a mad teen influencer. And today on Healthy Teen Talks, let us talk about what is stress exactly, how we deal with it, and how are some ways we take care of our mental health that we hope will inspire you to do the same, or something like it. With all the things happening in this world and within our personal lives, it makes us worry about what's going to happen next. We begin to grow fear of the future and never get to focus on the present, on how we're doing now mentally. However, instead of having this information come from a teen, we have an adult here to give their perspective on what we're planning on discussing today. Therefore, I am currently with
Alfie Gonzalez, Danielle's mom,
to talk about what ways we can work on our mental health and how to deal with the stress we encounter in our daily lives. So, Mom, how would you define stress and how does it make you feel?
Stress is a very normal reaction that happens to all living things, especially to us humans. It is sometimes a reaction to something that we do not know or sure of. Stress is a part of life. It makes us the best cake that we can be. The stressors are the many ingredients that are all needed in making us a better cake. Stress is a feeling that can be caused by any incident or ideas that makes us feel nervous, angry, and frustrated.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. I always feel like stress is something that lurks around and will always try to ruin your day. Stress has always caused me to feel worried, scared, and nervous. As a high school student, whenever there's a test, quiz, or presentation the day of, I get scared. I get stressed out because I'm afraid I might mess up. I'm sure everyone feels the same way because it's normal. It's definitely okay to get stressed sometimes. We just have to try our best to make it the least of our worries and just go on with our day. But there are other alternatives to deal with stress. So, how do you deal with stress, Mom?
As I mentioned earlier, sometimes stress is a reaction to something we don't know about. First thing I do when I'm stressed is take a deep breath. I try to get some fresh air, and then you think about the stressors. I try to research and educate myself, but just enough to know about the stressor. Then you weigh the facts, your options. Then you try to set aside your emotions, and then you try to come up with a solution. One good example is I was diagnosed with cancer in 2012. That was a big stressor for me. The stress didn't really actually help the diagnosis because cancer gets worse or it could cause cancer. So as scared as I was, I prayed and asked friends to pray for me. I believe that my faith helped me go through my cancer journey because I know that He is in control. Not knowing what will happen to you and Dad, that scared me. I wasn't afraid of me dying, but I was worried and stressed about those I will leave behind. But I educated myself. I read on breast cancer, the treatments available, the pros and cons, what to expect, and possible complications of the treatments. I only read enough. Getting more info than what I needed may have led me to increased stress or greater stress. So when I knew my options, we decided on what treatment to take, and we went through it, knowing that if I survive this, I can be with you and Dad a little longer and can give glory to God's name. And so it happened. Another way for me to deal with stress is I also treat myself. Once in a while, if I had a bad night at work and I'm off the next night, I try to eat out with you and Dad. It makes me feel like I worked hard and I deserve this treat.
Well, I'm glad you're able to treat yourself by going to dinner with you, Dad and I, and just being able to share more memories with one another. Yeah, so there's so many ways to deal with stress, and I'm really glad it helps you. Like mentioned earlier, as a junior in high school, college applications are coming, deciding where to go after school, and all these AP exams and tests are being piled up right in front of me. It's literally annoying. So I tried to go to the beach and watch the sunset with my family. Also, too, as a shop lover, I love to stroll around and shop at the mall. Now, how about mental health? Knowing that we're still under a pandemic, having to stay at home, and worry about what the future holds, there are times when we focus on other things and forget to take care of ourselves. So, Mom, why does your mental health mean so much to you, and what are some ways you take care of it?
In the beginning of the pandemic was the hardest. There was no solid protocol or policies at work. So I tried to get as much info as possible and what we can do to protect ourselves and my family. So then as months go by into this pandemic, I experienced taking care of COVID patients. The risk of getting it too is very high. But knowing that we have better protocols, we have better policies and enough PPEs makes me a little bit more at ease in caring for them. And also, during this pandemic, I started taking some multivitamins, supplements, just to help stay healthy and somehow protected. Taking care of my mental health is very important. It leads you to how you think, feel, and act. A healthy mental health leads to a successful solution to your stressors and also making the most effective choices. It also helps you how to open-mindedly relate to others.
Well, yes. Mental health is essential. Taking care of your mental health means that you put yourself first. It helps us get to know ourselves better, becoming a new and improved version of ourselves. I myself love to listen to music that brightens my mood. To get to know about me a little bit, I began to like K-pop music. I also tried to take a walk or watch a movie with my family, even for just a little bit. In fact, there have been escape routes lately for some adults like you, Mom, who have wanted to drink alcohol as a way to escape their problems and to take a break from reality. Sometimes we just want a break from all these stressful things happening in this world and to escape it, even for just a few minutes, we drink. According to data gathered by Torrance Memorial Hospital, about 40% of the U.S. population over age 65 consume alcohol, while 17% are considered heavy drinkers. So, why do you do all these ways to deal with stress and take care of your mental health instead of taking this escape route?
First of all, I don't like the taste of alcohol or beer. I see people get more stress after waking up or getting over a heavy drink. I've seen patients with altered mental status because of overdrinking, and their health is also compromised. And the worst is families are ruined because of alcohol use and abuse. Alcohol only gives a short escape to your stressors. It does not solve it. I take care of my mental health so that I can deal with my stressors head on. And with my faith in God, I know I'm not alone.
Wow, very inspirational. So, yeah, me too. I continuously worry about high school and what I'm going to do after. With that, I would already be drinking tons of alcohol with how much stress it gives me. But I knew that drinking alcohol wasn't someone I wanted to be or have as a characteristic feature. In fact, my first few days of being in MAD taught me that young kids like me do not have fully developed brains. How much worse will it make the situation if a young teen like me drinks? I knew to never drink alcohol to cope with stress because it wasn't the solution. There are so many alternatives to dealing and coping with stress rather than drinking. And instead of drinking, there is a variety of ways we can take care of our mental health to help us become a better version of ourselves. Last but not least, Mom, what is a piece of advice you would like to say to our listeners?
Well, as I said earlier, stress is a part of life. It is a factor of our growth, of a learning experience as we go on to life. Again, if we are a cake, then these stressors are the very ingredients to make us the best cake that we can be. Piece of advice, be brave, be strong, strengthen your relationship with your loved ones, and ask God to help you in each and every day.
Okay. Okay, so thank you, first of all, Mom, for being our special guest here for Healthy Teen Talks. And we hope you enjoyed this episode of Healthy Teen Talks. And we hope you have a good rest of your day. And we also hope that the advice that whatever we talked about today will help you in your life. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
No,